Who would die first in a horror film?
Frost.
Amber.
Amber.
What is happening?
Man, I was very excited to do this podcast. That answer just went so many different directions. No, not get into that. Well, let's get into it.
Well,
I think we got a unanimous decision.
best 2 out of 3.
Best 2 out of 3.
Hmm.
Why do you think
Yeah.
that we said you?
I think that you guys think that to an extent I'm ditzy, or that like I would just do something that's just clumsy and would trip, fall, walk right into a trap, whatever.
Spot on.
For me, that's not it.
Okay.
I would say we've experienced you watch multiple horror films and we've
Fair.
seen your reaction. 2, we've gone through a haunted trail. I've seen your reaction.
Yeah. I
so
did a
yeah.
flip
Because of me. Yeah.
because of you.
Yeah. So
I think it was honestly because I think that you're always like, you want to make sure that everyone's on the same page with stuff, and you're like, I think you'd be like too loud and thinking too much about stuff and not just like doing it. So I feel like you'd be taken out first,
Oh,
like doing too
yeah.
much.
I just disagree.
Or why do you think you would survive?
I just think I'm constantly undermined with like certain things like this. And I'm just like, okay, chalo tika, but like I would do fine. I would probably do great. And like my survival instincts would kick in hard.
Like, what do you think you would do to survive
Like
a
this is
serial
such a
killer?
oh, well, I mean, the reason why I'm scared at like a haunted house or a scary movie is because that's what you're supposed to do. Like, how boring are those people that are just standing there being like, oh, I'm not scared or whatever.
But
And
horror movies, you don't even watch it.
I don't.
Your
I don't.
eyes are closed.
It's because I'm like, it's not real life, you know? So it's like, are my reactions real? Absolutely.
Have we ever been in a situation where something actually scary is happening? I'm trying to think.
I think.
Or
that-
like a teamwork situation where, not like teamwork, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm really like
how did you
extra
do at
just
the
normally.
trap? How did you do at the escape room?
I'm usually calm in those situations.
No, but how did you do?
Remember,
I
it
think
was
I did
like just
well.
like 2 or 3 of us, like mostly doing
Oh,
it.
actually doing it?
Yeah. I don't know who was part of that 2 or 3, but
I don't remember either, actually. But in those scenarios, like in escape rooms and stuff, like for example, I did an escape room with Sarawar and Divya. Like, Divya was like so focused that she was messing everything up. You know what I'm saying? Like she was just like, oh my God, like da da da. But like in those situations, I feel like I'm usually just like calm and I'm like trying to figure it out because it's not important. Like for unimportant things, yeah, I'm wiling 100%, whatever. For something serious like that, like I understand why you guys would think that way. I just don't agree.
What was your reaction when Saad and I were like doing the prank where the van shut down and I was like,
I got completely quiet and then I was going to calm you down.
okay, yeah. So you get really quiet. Mm-hmm. You get the opposite of like what you are when you're confident or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, quiet girls die first too.
like from the back, like, oh, where's Amber? Like
Yeah.
one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
but-
did you say me?
I feel like because you think that you're so smart sometimes that like you put yourself in the position where you're doing the like and it maybe might even be like a noble situation where you're just like, oh, like let's just
Let
do
me
like
defend.
like a more powerful stance about it, more like a more aggressive approach, which I think would leave you to dying first.
The reality would be that I would be setting up with the guy who's doing all the killing. And then I'd be like, all right, I'm going to come out and then you pretend to kill me. And then you go get him.
Whoever I think would die last would be Shamir.
Why is that?
I just feel like you would be agile enough to finesse along until you're just like, fuck it.
Like adaptive.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take that. I won't disagree with that.
And also you, in like a story, right? In a horror film, the person who like isn't going to be controversial. It's usually the person that has like a neutral stance on
that
many-
survives.
you know, the guy who's like too
one
showy,
way. Yeah. He's like, yo, we have to go after him. And we're like, we have to get him.
or the person that's like too scared.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you were just like adaptive and
yeah.
stood by, then they usually
Like
and-
the person that's listening to both sides when there's like an argument. That makes sense.
yeah.
Interesting.
Welcome back to Strange Flavors, everybody.
Welcome back.
Spooky
It's
flavors.
really strange.
All three of us are back.
Yeah, I had to carry the podcast by myself last time.
How was it?
You did fabulous.
I did. Did you watch it?
I did.
I listened to a
Yeah.
little bit. It was fun.
Wow, dude.
Except I will say the last 20 minutes you were doing your thing.
What was I doing?
Your Faraz thing.
What?
I was zoned out.
I was zoned out.
So you were doing your Amber thing.
Yeah.
No,
But the
honestly,
first
it was like I
3,
forgot that I was doing a
2/3?
podcast. Honestly, I was just like, I had stories to reference,
Yeah.
and then I was like, let me just tell them, and there was nobody to question any part of it or do anything with it. So I was like, let me see if this makes sense as I say it out loud.
Yeah. Was it enjoyable?
Yeah, it was cool.
The first 2/3 were really strong. But
Is
you
it-
lost me at the bat story.
Is it better than like us being here?
No, of course not.
Yeah, we got a compliment. Let's go.
No, I don't think that I enjoy because that's how I am without a podcast. Like I talk to myself that way. Anyways, so it was just like put a mic in front of me and I was like, oh, this is recording. I feel weird that people are gonna see this.
Yeah. Wait, how
But-
do you talk to yourself? Like in the mirror or like?
No, out loud.
You talk to yourself out loud?
Yeah.
Like, are you like, hey, what's up? Like, what's going on? Like, good morning. Like, what do you?
Are you asking if I dap myself up?
You go like, yo, what's up, dude?
I mean, sometimes if I'm being funny,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like,
Are you cracking and laughing at your own jokes?
sometimes, yeah.
Are you talking out loud or like, is it in your head?
Okay, you know how I talk to you guys?
Yeah, yeah.
Whether it be like serious, funny, messing around, whatever. That, but then it's me talking to me, and that guy has the same reactions that I do. So it's just like,
So, do you see yourself like when you're talking to yourself? Like,
You're, you're,
like, I'm trying to see if you're schizophrenic or not. That's like,
there's a slight schizo in there.
okay.
It's mostly just like,
I mean, that
I mean,
kind of
more
sounds
power
lit.
to you.
Yeah, like if you can do that.
like if
that's
I'm in the
kinda cool.
car, especially, I talk to myself a lot, and it's just like,
So, like, are you talking to someone in the passenger seat? Or
can
like,
you hear them
no,
respond
not,
to you?
no. It's not like a different person. It's like us, all of us.
This is definitely the spooky episode.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm schizo for us.
Schizophrenic.
We don't intro ourselves anymore. I feel like we have to intro ourselves, right?
No, I think it's too much.
Yeah.
No, but people
So-
still like
Like, do you
Even
guys
with
not
huge-
know us? They don't know us.
people with huge podcasts. They're like,
Oh yeah.
hey, I'm Andrew. I'm Charlemagne.
I'm Joe Rogan.
I think Joe doesn't, but like, but he's the only one. And literally, he gets referenced by the guest every 2 seconds.
Let's
like, hey,
introduce
Joe.
ourselves by our costumes.
No, wait. The thing is called the Joe Rogan Podcast, and it's like Joe Rogan Podcast.
Yeah.
Like that's the intro music too.
Okay. Amber had a good idea. We
What'd you say?
introduce ourselves as our costumes. You want to start?
Yeah, for
Oh,
us.
yes.
Do you want to start?
Well, I say I'm schizo for us, so I feel like it's fitting.
Okay. What's your costume?
It does actually fit the costume.
My
low-key.
costume, actually,
does.
this is the Rue costume. We use this in the music video, but today I wanted to represent, some of the leaders of the world.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
That's
Blood on
deep.
my hands.
That's deep.
I actually asked my brother, who has an identical shirt. I was like, I'll be a prime minister of a certain country who is doing some nice big bloodshedding, genocide. And then why don't you be the guy who's funding him, a president of a certain
So he-
country,
He was Biden.
and we can both have,
Oh, that's crazy.
and we can both have blood on our hands.
Okay, Netanyahu.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What are you guys?
I'm Miss Incredible. This costume was kind of an accident, but now we're going with it. So
Yeah, I was like, okay, she's a red. What are they called? Morph suits. Red morph suit.
Yeah. Is this a morph suit or are you just wearing like
what's a morph suit?
like a full one?
Oh yeah, it's full onesie.
But like, is
Without
it
the
a suit
top.
or is it like an actual like dress thing? Or
It's
whatever?
not. It's not. She said it. It's like it was an Ice Spice costume apparently,
Yeah,
and then it became something else.
Okay.
Ice Spice wears nothing. You know that, right?
yeah. I am really bad at Halloween costumes. Like, I would consider myself good at a lot of things. Halloween costumes, bad, terrible. Every single year, people ask me what I am because it's just absolutely not clockable. And if they do guess what I am, it's usually wrong. So
Red morph suit, black diaper.
basically, this is giving diaper for sure.
Yep.
What are you?
I'm not dressed up as anything. Astaghfirullah. This is a Japanese thobe. So I'm a Muslim. I don't celebrate like you guys.
Boy got a third eye on his head.
Literally.
This is
When you go down in sujood, you hit that.
it's a
just
built-in sujood.
Help
It gives
head
you extra
protector.
power.
Yeah. It's like no. I'm dressed up as like a Naruto evil character. It's like a whole group of like evil characters, and they like have this robe on. So
Did you know this? Aren't you
I knew it
like
was.
a huge,
I knew it
He
was
was
Naruto.
Naruto.
Aren't I a huge what?
like anime weirdo?
I don't think he is.
I don't even. I like Avatar.
Avatar.
That's not
People
an
don't
anime,
even
though.
call that an anime.
That's not an anime though.
okay.
I think Naruto is really cool. I tried to watch an episode once. I couldn't get past it, but I love the culture of it. I love the culture of Naruto, Dragon Ball Z. I think it's
there's
cool.
a lot of like there's a lot of lessons in there
Yeah.
that like kids can actually like learn if they like follow their characters.
I think like Avatar was short enough that also I watched it as a kid that like I could continue picking it up. But when I saw like it was literally hundreds of episodes, you know, when you know something gets referenced a lot, whether it be, let's say Star Wars, for example, where it's like, oh, this is a big pop culture,
Yeah.
thing that people reference all the time. And then you're like, let me get into it. And then you're like, this is a lot.
Yeah, I have that like I know what you're talking about, but like I hate following something that's like very popular. Like people always reference Simpsons. People always reference Family Guy.
yeah.
I'm like, dude, have you seen that Family Guy episode? I'm like, no. People reference, Friends, Full House, whatever. Like
What's the other? The Office.
The Office. I've
That's
seen
like
The Office.
I feel like there's so many people that reference The Office, and I'm like, I've only watched the Diversity Day episode, and that is it.
The Office was doable for me. Breaking Bad was doable. Like there's some that are, because they've ended also. But ones like Simpsons, Family Guy, if they reference something, you might like watch through it and you might be watching forever until you even get to that reference. And then you're like, oh, that was it.
Yeah, that was it. And like when someone's like, have you seen the Simpsons episode? I'm just like, no. Like, and then they like tend to explain it. And I'm like, oh, that's funny. Like, nice.
For me, Simpsons, Family Guy, South Park, American Dad, Rick and Morty, those are all tough.
Yeah.
What,
I've
what,
seen
what
Rick
would
and
you
Morty,
call
though.
that category? Like adult
Cartoons.
cartoon?
Adult cartoons.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also, what is it? BoJack.
Adult Swim?
BoJack Horseman.
That one too.
Is that all Adult Swim?
No, I think some are different. But
Okay.
yeah, I think some are Comedy Central.
Why do you think that's tough? Like what am I having a hard time with on that?
I think you have to be a specific person to like those.
What kind of person is that, Amber?
Okay, I'm gonna stereotype like.
Yeah, I want you to offend
crazy.
Let's
everybody
go.
who's
All
listening
men.
to this
No,
right
I'm
now.
kidding.
It's typically like stoners.
What do they look like?
They're a little shaggy.
Okay, it's not. I know it's not stoners because a lot of people I know they're just.
I will say that those types of shows I feel like are those ones that you like get really high, get a bunch of snacks, and just watch. And I feel like stoners like especially like BoJack Horseman and like what's that other one? Futurama.
Futurama.
That
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
There's like
I thought Futurama was like a family one. It's not.
No.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's an adult.
Oh,
cartoon.
I'm thinking of what's the one with the asteroid?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
What am I saying? Asteroid, like
The old
the
one.
future,
The really old one.
yeah,
The Jetsons.
the Jetsons. That's what I was thinking. of.
Xenon.
No,
Okay,
wait, what was
That's a
Xenon
movie,
again?
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
you said asteroid. Yeah, but there's like that specific type that and it's always stoners that make reference to those shows.
Yeah. How do they sound?
There's like, you know that episode of like BoJack Horseman. I was watching it.
Did they ever ask you, like, have you seen that?
Yeah, I had somebody ask me last week.
And what
And
do
I
you
was-
say? Like,
I'm like, I haven't smoked weed since 2018. That's literally my answer.
I don't know if it's like I guess the writing is supposed to be really funny, but maybe it's just hard for me to get it through the cartoon.
Yeah, I
don't
also
know.
think there's so many episodes that
Yeah.
like you can't just like get into it in a random spot. Like I feel like you want to join from the beginning, but like if someone throws it on, you're just like, okay, like I'll watch an episode or two.
Yeah.
Or like if someone like really wants to show you an episode, like I think it'll be funny, but like I don't feel like a deep attachment to the show where I'll like go watch the rest or watch it, something else.
There's also a specific type of humor that I think exists for dudes that are like slightly older than me that have this like very like dark humor. Dark humor. That's what it is. That's
You
what
don't
a
like,
lot of those.
You don't like dark humor?
I think dark humor is solid when it's like done well. I think a lot of times dark humor is done like it's usually like said with a smile on their face, waiting for your reaction. I'm like, now I don't want to laugh because I'm like, your anticipation of it is just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just interesting how like certain shows people are like, I don't like people who like shows like this. I would say Friends, The Office. If you're a fan of that, and there are people that are like, if you like these kind of, I guess, traditional sitcoms, or they'll call them like really white sitcoms, they don't like people who get that kind of sense of humor. And then this is a different sense of humor.
Not liking someone is crazy though. I can just like not get it. Like I didn't get Parks and Rec humor. It was like
That's
too dry
office
for me.
humor,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, it was just too dry for me.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's dry humor.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I was carrying the podcast last week because you guys were both out. Had a lot going on, but I want to hear about it, and I'm sure the fans want to hear about it. So, Shimmer, why don't you start? You were at TwitchCon.
I was at TwitchCon.
And you were taking a trip to Vegas and LA.
Yeah, it was Vegas, LA.
You were looking like you were having the time of your life.
I know.
It was really interesting. It was really great. It was a great trip, I'll say.
It was great.
It was great. But yeah, like I think this trip, so I went last year too, but this trip it was more like I think I was invited to way more things outside of like the convention itself. Like we barely were inside the convention. It was just like a bunch of
the cool guys hang out outside.
yeah, we hang out outside. And but yeah, it was cool. Like the people we were staying with, they were like let's just say they had like a little bit of money. We stayed on a really nice Airbnb. I'll show you guys. Look at that. Like,
oh my god,
yeah.
big money.
Big money. So it had like a whole pool. It's like all marble floors,
That's so clean.
pool
That's
table, jacuzzi, hot tub, 15-person sauna, whatever. Really nice. And we went to like a few like nightclubs and stuff like that. And I'm not like a huge nightclub person,
Can't relate.
but but we went to Steve Aoki's club, and there was like a FaZe Clan member. I don't know if you guys know FaZe Clan, but like FaZe Banks, all those guys. FaZe Clan guy was DJing, and we get there, and
Which one was it?
it was Hakasan. I don't
Whatever.
know, but that's what Steve Aoki's club. And
Is that the costume you have on right now?
No, I meant the FaZe Clan member.
oh, his name's FaZe Kason. I don't even know him, so like I
Okay.
doubt you would know him. But it said Murda Beats is performing the same night. So we go in the club, and then like our friends, they're Australian. So like, they're, like I said, they had a little bit of money. They wanted to get a table. I've never experienced like table service, whatnot. And so
The bottle girls?
like they had everything there. And so we were walking to our table, and it's right behind the DJ booth,
Oh wow.
like right behind.
So the DJ's in front of you,
the
essentially.
DJ's in front
same
of,
level.
Yeah, same level. Like we're literally like,
That's like a 10K table.
yeah.
And these friends of yours, they're just like balling out. Like they're just.
They're balling out. Keep in mind, like they're very humble. They're very nice. They're not
Okay.
like showing off. They just wanted that experience, and they just included us with them.
Were you worried at all that like.
They charged
I'm
me
gonna
like a
have to
Venmo
split?
request.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
No, because they didn't give off that vibe. Like they were kind of just like, hey, come with us.
We got it covered.
we
type
got it
vibe.
covered. So like we were fine with just being in the main area, but
Mm-hmm.
I felt like a king right there. Like I was like, dude, like you guys are peasants. Like I was looking at everyone. I was like, dude, this is wild. So then like people from the industry and stuff like
You
that
felt like a baddie.
felt like a baddie. Like this is what it feels like.
I asked because there's been situations where, for example, we were in Miami one time, and Shamir was also looking like he was feeling like a king. I saw across the table he was enjoying himself, steaks, juices, all types of stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Man, this is great.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is amazing."
And like people were like, yeah, you should order it. Like they ordered like a nice juice. Like it was like orange juice, like mixed with like water and seltzer and stuff like that.
And
so I was
me,
like,
I was sitting next to a more modest friend, we'll say,
Yeah.
when it comes to spending. And he was actually pointing out that, hey, no, I think I'll stop here because this seems like it could get pricey. Meanwhile, across the table, Shamir is ordering a coffee, a juice, everything. And then by the time the bills come, I saw his face, and it was like that meme where it's the smiley face mask in the front, and then the one in the back is crying.
Yeah.
And that's what he looked like that day.
Yeah, that was me.
Was it dumb expensive?
It was dumb expensive, and I can tell you how it feels. It's like the juice itself was $20.
Oh.
The juice was $20. So yeah,
We've come a long way.
we've come a long way. But yeah, so I felt like a king at this like table. Never had table service, but I was like right behind the DJ. The FaZe guy performed really well, and then Murda Beats is coming out. And I pull out my phone and I like record him like walking through. He's literally like right in front of me, like pulling through. So I'm like, yo, that's Murda Beats. Like I record it, whatnot. I tag him on my story. And then like the day after, I see like a message from Murda Beats. And
What?
I'm like, yo, what the heck? I click on it and he like reposted the story. And that was like his only post that day, like on his story. Like
my
he posted
God.
nothing else, but he just posted like us like freaking out that is Murda Beats or whatnot. But he also like came out looking like a WWE wrestler, like he's about to like fight out. But yeah, that was cool. And then the day after, we did stuff in between, record
Was
content.
this the party bus day?
That was the party bus, I think. Yeah, I think that was a party bus. Yeah.
I just want to say,
Yeah.
I have concerns.
Let's hear it.
Your party bus was all men.
One girl, but yeah.
One girl.
Yeah.
I looked at that and I was like, gay.
I don't know what you want me to do. Like,
Gay?
like for me, the party bus was not my idea.
It's halal. What
They-
do you mean?
yeah.
What
It's
did you
just
want?
like-
You want
me to
strippers
get
in the-
bitches and stuff?
No, but like the type of crowd you went with also seems like a pretty like very down to earth people.
They were.
They
Are you
look
calling
like
them ugly?
no.
I feel
She's
like
laughing way too hard.
I hear a lot of like
Yeah.
judgment coming. Let me ask you this: do you feel like the people on that bus would watch those shows you were naming earlier?
She's laughing way too hard.
Let
at
it
this.
cook. Let it cook.
No.
Damn. A lot of judgment coming from this side.
Make sure you clip this and send this
Yeah, I will.
to everybody that was on the
I
party
am
bus.
not saying that they were unattractive or anything like that. I'm just saying that all of you guys look like dudes that are not going to the club every weekend. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I just
What is this? What is this? If you had a party bus with all girls, you would be like, hey, like no men, like we run
right,
it.
right.
And you're judging him for having all men.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they all seemed. Hear me out.
Seemed what?
No, there's
Say what you mean.
I'm going to
right
say
now.
what I mean. There's a type of guy that even if he is unattractive, he looks like he's a party guy. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, no,
What is
listen.
going on?
No, like I'm saying that there's a type of guy who could be like attractive or not attractive, but there's a type of guy that looks like he parties.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It
Am
doesn't
I
matter
that?
what he looks like that. No, you guys
Oh.
don't look like you party. You guys look like you like do like
So then why were
like,
you expecting
what?
some hoes
Math?
on the bus?
No, not math. Like they do cool things like Twitch and
what?
stuff.
But like, dude, what is going on? Wait. So why are you expecting us to have like hoes on the bus?
Yeah, okay, let me tell you what she just said. She looked over in my direction, says, they do cool stuff, like Twitch and stuff. And totally sarcastic.
No, I'm not being sarcastic.
making
Don't.
fun of.
First of all, I need you to stop right in your tracks right now, buddy.
You hear it, right?
Yeah, I hear it.
I'm not making this up. You
no,
hear the
I'm-
judgment?
Can you guys try? I know it's hard for you, but like maybe just consider the words that
are
I'm
you
saying.
woman-splaining to us right now?
Yes,
Yeah.
I
What's going
absolutely
on?
am. Listen to me right now. It doesn't
Host-splaining.
matter if you're attractive or not, but I'm saying it for the sake of this conversation. Even if
No,
you
why are you saying it?
listen,
Why is
can
that
you
relevant?
remember 2 seconds ago when I said listen to me?
Why does it keep going back to attractive or not?
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm saying that regardless of if you are or not,
Yeah.
they look like they are like they wear like those shiny, almost like for example, the guys in my they're wearing like a shiny, almost like tacky type of like button up, and these are the party guys that I'm talking about, whether they're attractive or not. Okay. Do you understand what I'm
No,
trying to
because
say?
literally you just said
Look.
you guys look genuine, and you
Yeah.
guys don't look like you go to the parties.
Exactly.
So then
Like you're saying they're nerds. Just
no,
say that.
I'm not saying they're nerds.
Yeah.
There
Look,
it is.
But then you're also saying, okay, there's like a type of guy that like parties.
I'm saying that you guys did not look like nobody.
So then why would we have hoes on the bus?
Well, that for me, I was looking at your bus and I was like, Where the hoes at? Not even hoes.
So then what does this have to do with
She wanted
the
it to be a
host?
bang bus. That's what she wanted.
No. I'm just saying, you guys look like you guys weren't on the bus going like, yeah.
We weren't.
They were.
Exactly.
From the story
So
I
I'm
saw,
like-
Why
they
would
were
we
like,
have hoes?
"Hey."
You guys should have just taken an Uber.
That was our Uber. That was our Uber.
Why'd you ruin his story?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
It didn't ruin the story. I just feel like the expectations are very weird. Like, okay.
But what,
you
no,
either
what
take
was
an
your
Uber-
response to me when I said that on your story, though?
I said once we had the table, then the host started pulling up.
Okay.
So, but like, you know, that wasn't our like goal.
I know it's not your goal, but like that is.
That wasn't our goal either.
But what I'm saying is,
the table
is that
was not our goal. We
But
had
I'm
people
say-
like literally trying to like snake themselves in.
You got him fired up.
They're like related though. Like a lot of times when you go to a club and there's a guy, like a table full of guys, they
Yeah.
typically will come up to like groups of girls and be like, "Come join our table."
Yeah.
So when you're
They
going
were
to
there
that
for Murder
scene,
Beats.
Yeah,
when
we're
you're
there for
going to
Murder
that
Beats.
scene, what I'm saying, even if this is just not who you guys are and that's not what your vibe is, what you were looking for, that is like that's like what's associated to those environments is that's what you would be looking for. So it is comical to me when I see a party bus full of like guys just chilling, because when you associate it to where you were going, it doesn't give off that same vibe, and it makes sense for that environment.
Interesting.
Whatever.
That was fun.
That was very confusing. But yeah, anyways, it was like,
Let me know in the comments below if you know what I'm talking about, please.
okay, so
Because
okay,
sometimes I
rule-
feel like I'm being gaslighted.
when you order a party bus, make sure you have hose. You can't order a party bus if you don't have hose. That's what I'm hearing, right?
Let me tell you something.
Right? Like you can't have an all guy bus.
I didn't say you
No,
couldn't.
You basically
That's what she's saying.
that's what she said.
No.
But let me explain it to you in your like, you know how you have like an all girls bus and it's like a totally like, it's a vibe, right? There's a certain vibe, there's a certain energy.
Yeah.
If there's a few guys in there, does the energy change? Yes or no?
A few guys know, but all guys, yeah.
But like, if
Majority
they're,
of
if
guys,
they're
yeah.
if they're the type of guys, let's say that you were just talking about with the flashy and they're looking for
Mm-hmm.
certain things, does the vibe change? Can you be your like entire self?
And you would be a little bit more reserved, I think.
Okay.
I would be a little bit more reserved, I think.
So do you think it could be possible that an all guys bus has a
Mm-hmm.
different vibe than when there's hoes, like actual
Yeah.
like girls who are maybe that kind of party girl?
Yeah, but can we stop calling them hoes?
Well, we can call the guys hoes
Just call
too.
them no, but just I'm literally saying like just girls in general, because even being invited to a table and you going to a table as a group of girls doesn't make you hoes.
No, but you
That
were
doesn't make
describing
you a hoe.
like you were describing a certain type of guy usually at those tables,
Yeah.
right?
Right, like a party guy. Let's call them a party girl.
Okay, so party guy, party girl.
Yes.
Good. So if there were party girls
Mm-hmm.
in that bus, do you think it would change the vibe?
Yeah, I think it would.
So maybe the vibe
Mm-hmm.
with the guys,
It matches.
it matches.
It does.
And a lot of times
I could
actually
tell.
guys being quote unquote lit sometimes is literally them just sitting and vibing and enjoying and talking about a bunch of stuff
Mm-hmm.
and occasionally they go crazy,
Yeah.
which I did see on your story. You were like, they were really
Mm-hmm.
enjoying it at 1st. Did they look nerdy? Yes. That's the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's their vibe.
Which is great.
And it's like when you're with the guys, you can be nerdy.
Mm-hmm.
If you're with girls when you're trying to impress, you can't be nerdy because then it's like, oh, we should act like what
Cool guys.
exactly.
Yeah.
That was the vibe of the bus.
That was the vibe.
Which is great.
That was the vibe of the whole convention actually. It's a bunch of nerdy people that are rich. So
Oh.
yeah.
I'll
They're
just, like,
rich.
Yeah, dude. Like
Like,
everybody is
Twitch
like,
people are just like generally.
Yeah, like it's a lot of like flashiness. Like it's like gamers that like got money.
Huh.
That's like the whole experience I got. Like
It's not like randos can't go there.
randos can go there, but like the areas that we were going into, it was like top of the line, like, you know, streamers and whatnot.
Oh, like
Yeah.
aside from just the convention.
Aside from the convention,
Right.
Because we didn't go to the actual convention.
And
We're
your
going-
Australian rich friends, they were also Twitch.
yeah, I think they're streamers, but they like do other stuff.
Gotcha.
And then like our other friends, we were streamers, content creators, whatever. But yeah, and then the day after, we got invited to a Dolce Gabbana Razer party. So Razer's like a gaming peripheral, like keyboard and mouse company, and they did a collaboration with Dolce and Gabbana. And so, like they had like gamer seats, and it was Dolce Gabbana all over it, headphones, Dolce Gabbana, and all that stuff. So that was cool. And like we were trying to get into the party, and we just saw like every big streamer you can name, right, waiting in line and stuff like that. And they're like literally like, you know, walking distance or whatnot. So it was crazy.
Who was like?
see that.
Was there anybody you were like starstruck by?
This year I wasn't starstruck because I mostly saw them like last year, or like said what's up or got them in like a video.
He's like, I'm at
last
the
year.
same level this year.
Damn. Clearly.
I'm not definitely not the same level, but like I didn't feel that starstruckness like I did last year, because I was just like, oh, okay, like I saw them in person like that.
Did anybody see you and recognize you?
I don't think so. Last year, yeah, but this
Okay.
year, no. Yeah, this year not. But anyways,
Murder Beats did.
Murder Beats, yeah.
He was like, dang, Shimmer, repost.
Yeah, yeah. So, but we definitely saw like people trying to like snake their way into the event. Like they were like, oh, like, yeah, can you get us in? Or like, you know, trying to like be really fake in front of each other, trying to get into this like a very exclusive club party, whatnot. But it was cool once we all got in. It was like very difficult to get in, even though we still like had our names in the thing. But
This is such a different world.
dude, it's entirely different.
Like, it's crazy how many more niche communities there are and how big people are within those communities. I remember even back when we went to Playlist Live, that was the era of Vine.
It was
early
Musically.
Yeah.
Oh, Musically.
Yeah.
And I was like, there was like, you know, crowds of people chasing these like little kids who were so big on those apps. And I was like, what? I just felt so out of place. So I feel like
Yeah.
now there's so many niche. Like if I went to TwitchCon, I wouldn't know anybody.
Dude,
I don't
I
think.
didn't even know anybody.
Was Kai
Like,
there?
I'm-
That's the only.
Kai was not there. I saw him last year, but this year he was not there. But like, you know how you're saying that. Even me, who just like joined streaming like 3 years ago, I was so lost.
Well, do you watch streamers though?
I don't. But like, I kind of know the big ones like through like culturally and whatnot, like just through clips and whatnot.
If you don't consume it, how do you know to like how to be a part of the culture?
I think I went into it like trying to make content outside of it. So I streamed so that I can make clips to make content.
Fair.
People stream to like just stream, and like
It seems
that's
like
their
it's
content.
also a very tough medium to sort of collaborate.
It could be easy. It's not difficult. I
To
think it's,
appear on each other's streams.
yeah, it's much easier than like physically showing up to somebody like vlogging. That's like much.
But do
harder.
people do that?
Yeah, people do it all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like playing a game with somebody. Like you could just join.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like easier than a vlog or making a song with somebody.
Okay,
it's
I
actually the easiest form.
Okay.
But I think the streaming world is like it's huge, it's massive. There's like a lot of companies around it, people like in around the industry, and like I was invited to a TikTok breakfast that was like really cool. And then yeah, those were like the 3 big events that I went to.
TikTok breakfast.
Yeah, yeah.
What happened at the TikTok breakfast?
Basically, they're like, we appreciate you guys and whatnot. And
Oh, it was thrown by TikTok.
yeah, it was thrown by TikTok.
How many people are invited?
It was like 50 or 60.
Wait, that's like really small.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was like tiny.
Wow.
So how do you make it? How do you make it?
I don't know. They just I'm part of their like email chain and whatnot. So
Okay.
they like invited me or and
You're
whatnot,
you're
so.
Illuminati as hell, dude.
Mm.
You've totally changed.
Yeah.
Being invited to elite party.
Keep in mind, like those parties, it was through like friends. So like it wasn't even me. The TikTok thing, that was the only thing that I was like invited to. But like the other things, it was just
That's
like,
how it
random people.
happens.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
You give them a little bit of your blood, and then they're like,
yeah.
"Sell your soul."
And
buddy.
then I saw the Sphere. I don't know if you guys heard of the Sphere
yeah,
in Vegas.
We
That
saw it
was
last
that
time.
was really cool.
What's that?
Basically it's like this giant globe thing, and they play like ads. It's like a giant sphere, and they play ads.
the whole thing is the digital screen.
It's a whole
all
digital
around
screen.
and inside.
And so it's like in the middle of Vegas, and you know, I was seeing through Twitter they had like a Spider-Man one, and I was like really sad that I missed it. And so then we were driving, and then they showed the Spider-Man one, and it's like a giant globe you could see here.
That is so cool.
Look at that! It's like in the middle of the city, and I was freaking out. You can hear my
How
voice.
big is it?
It's massive.
It's really crazy because it's really good quality too. And I remember when we were in Vegas recently, we were driving by the city, and we just saw a giant basketball and it looked so insane.
Yeah.
Because they made the whole screen a basketball, and it looked like it was a basketball sitting in the middle of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It looks surreal.
Yeah. It's
And
really
then on
cool.
the inside, I don't know if you've seen the videos of the U2 concert.
Yeah.
And then other kind of displays that they've had, but it's like the biggest screen ever. You can see all the way up, all the way to the sides.
Whoa.
People are like, I want to watch Interstellar in there.
Yeah. It would be sick.
It would be amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, Vegas was a nice time. One of my friends, Frost's cousin. I hung out with Frost's cousin for 10 days, bro.
I haven't hung out with my cousin one time yet, and Shamir's over here besties with him.
Yeah. So he was streaming a lot. So like he was like IRL streaming. So like he was out and about. We were streaming. Damn, sorry about that.
How does he like? Is it just like a lot of different battery chargers?
No, I mean you just like charge it and then you keep going. But anyways, like we were just like out and about and recording and streaming and all that stuff. So it was fun. I was helping him with a lot of his content. He was helping me with mine. And yeah.
Do you feel like that time is back where I think before, like COVID changed a lot of things because everyone kind of like made their own environments at home and then stopped going out as much. I remember before COVID, like even us, we were always out and about, like recording stuff. And since then it became like everything became more digital and inside local. Do you feel like that energy is kind of back now?
Yeah, I think everybody's like, out and about again. Even for myself, like I feel like streaming is a lot less lucrative than it used to be.
Meaning what?
I think in COVID, like everybody's on their computer, like watching stuff, and TikTok was kind of new, so like everyone's just consuming a lot more, and I think it was just like a different time. Like everyone felt like everyone was snowed in a way, and they're just like all watching the same stuff.
Snowden was a good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean that's how it felt. Like that's why it felt like nice. But yeah, I think now everyone's like out and about, and
But like making content, you said you'd like it was just nonstop kind of being out, creating content, all of that.
Yeah,
So
it was like out and about, like outside making content. Now COVID was like inside making stuff, and then now it's kind of like everyone's streaming, like the Fuzi era and all that stuff. Like all these people, they're like
Fuzi. What are you, American?
what Fuzi? Fuzi.
I feel like that's how they always say it.
Fuzi.
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 What else is it supposed to be?
Fuzi.
Fusi?
Yeah, it's Fusi too.
Fuzi too.
Oh.
I don't know why I said Fuzi. I usually say Fuzi too. But yeah.
I mean, isn't it like his name backwards or something?
Yeah. Yusuf.
It's like jumbled.
It's not Yusuf. Yusuf.
Yusuf.
I might say it like
And this, what did they say?
You say it like that?
that. I might.
Oh.
A man, they call him Fuzi Tube.
Fuzi.
I feel like those drama channels and stuff.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Fuzi.
I met him.
You did? Like way back.
Yeah, I went to his show.
Was he cool back then?
I went to his meet and greet actually.
That's
And
crazy.
the first thing he said to me, Shami, he's like, yo, your sneakers are sick.
Dang.
And I was like, I love you.
You said that to him?
Yeah. I was like a kid. I was like
Yeah.
19 at the time. I was like, I love you so much.
What was his show?
So it was funny because I think maybe his parents live not that far away. Oh, they're in Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it was the closest show because his parents came and his sister came.
But what did he
His
do at the
brother.
show?
And he basically just like talked the whole time. And then at one point he just like sat on the stage and was just like talking about random stuff. And it really honestly wasn't anything crazy. But I think if you were a fan, you just like enjoyed it.
Yeah, back then I think if people had shows or tours or whatever, they would just talk and then anything that they would say, people would just cheer.
Yeah.
Is that what was happening?
Yeah. And then I'm not going to lie. It's not like it was like super creative or anything. And I remember there was like certain points where he was like catching himself just like being weird. And like his parents being there, he's like, what am I doing? Like, let me get up. Because he was just like kind of like super comfortable with it. It wasn't anything. It wasn't like a podcast. It wasn't like a show of anything.
It was
wasn't
just
set
a way
up.
to make money off of kids.
Yeah, like I went to the Lily Singh one. That was a show.
What did she like rap and stuff?
She had all of her songs that she would do like in between like segments. She had like a little segment where she did like a little bit of a stand up, a little bit of like preachy moment, Unicorn Island. She had a bunch of like backup dancers. It was a production.
That's
Okay.
awesome. But yeah, and then in LA, we wanted to experience a creator's product, and we finally visited Doughbriks Pizza, which is David Dobrik's pizza chain.
Okay.
Or just one pizza thing. I was excited because
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's David Dobrik's like pizza thing. I want to see how good it was. So first of all, the pizza is like so overpriced. It's like $6 a slice.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Damn.
How much is a slice normally?
I feel like I could get like a medium for like $6.99 at Domino's.
A couple years ago,
I feel like it's still like that.
it's like $8.99.
Even like New
now.
York slices aren't $1 anymore.
It's like what, $2, $3?
Yeah.
Probably like 3 or 4. Yeah.
But anyways, it does make sense
Two or
though,
three.
because the pizza is kind of like Chicago style a little bit. It's like
Like
thicker.
deep
it's a
dish
thick
a little
boy.
bit?
It's thick.
I went like 3 days before you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what'd you think?
The pizza was amazing, and
It was
I'm
actually really good.
I'm
Really?
like a big pizza critic. Like I don't like certain pizzas.
She's a daughter of a pizza owner.
Yeah, and so I feel like I care a lot about this. Pizza was fabulous, but I don't know if you felt the same way or if you asked, but I was like, what do you have that doesn't have pork?
Oh yeah, that was annoying.
And they
Oh, a lot of
only
pepperoni.
had cheese and veggie, and they had like 9 different flavors. Like
Yeah.
there was this one that was called Natalie's favorite or
Yeah, I
something.
was so pissed about that. It looked so good. Basically,
was
it's a
it?
pizza and it had like pasta on it.
It was like a pasta stacked on a pizza. It looked like it was like a full made pasta, and then they put it on the pizza. And I was like, "That's different."
Yeah, and then it's at the bottom. It said not
carb load.
it said not vegetarian. So
What-
then
And
What
so
did
I
it have in
asked
it?
them, and they said that in the sauce that they had like bacon bits in it, and I was like, "What the heck?" And they're like known for their hot honey. Their veggie really wasn't that good, but their cheese smacked.
oh, you didn't like their veggie? I liked it.
Veggie was cool.
Yeah, I usually don't like veggie, but I like that.
I usually like veggie, and I didn't like that. So it was
Interesting. But yeah, I will say like, it is not the best pizza. There's obviously like better pizzas out there, but for like a creator product, I think it was like really good.
Okay.
But when we went there was actually like not that many people there. Like it wasn't packed.
Did you guys push
it
the
wasn't
button?
packed, no.
Isn't
we
there like
did,
a button?
We did,
that-
yeah. So basically,
What does it do again?
We ordered like a bunch of pizzas.
Yeah.
And then we didn't get a coin. You're supposed to get a coin.
Okay.
And we asked the guy, like, hey, we didn't get a coin. He was like, yo, you only get that when you get like a
A
full,
full pizza. You have to
full
get
pizza.
a full pizza.
But he was like, oh, you guys ordered enough, so I'll give you the coin. And so then he was like, he gave us the coin and we put it in like a party happens. But it's
Okay.
only for like
it goes
10
like black
seconds.
and white. It goes until it blacks out, and there's all these like spotlights. Is it gimme gimme? Is it that one?
I think so. I don't remember.
But I was like watching it. I went by myself, like completely by myself, and
No
there was
hose?
no
Yeah, no,
host.
it was-
And it was like cool because I like went in, and it wasn't dead. There was like a lot of people there, and they were like talking to me and whatever. But you could just tell that everybody was kind of like had the same vibe, where we're like, oh, this is like kind of cool, and this is
Yeah.
different, and like this is a creator, like. And I think there was probably like 25% of the people that came in just because it was pizza. And then like everybody else came because it was David Doughbriks Pizza. And I've seen it posted on other like platforms, pictures of it, videos of it. And it looks so big. I was surprised at how small it was, like the patio and stuff.
Oh, yeah. The whole place was really small.
Okay.
Yeah. Like when you look at pictures of it, it looks very grand. But it was like really small.
Yeah. And what was I going to say?
But he owns that actual land.
Lot?
Yeah, he owns a lot.
Oh, how do you know that?
I just listened to him say it. He like bought the
That's
lot.
kind of crazy because that's like prime real estate. Like
Yeah.
it's on Sunset Boulevard
Mm.
and it's right next to the Saddle Ranch where they like always like
Mm-hmm.
vlog at. So that's kind of like iconic that like they always vlog and go there. And like
I
people-
wanted to go, but I was by myself. I wanted to go into Saddle Ranch just to be like,
yeah.
You know, I almost did work for him,
Really?
for who?
like Doughbriks.
Oh.
Actually, you sent me a thing like a long time ago,
Mm.
and it was like we're looking for designers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, whoever they got, they're fire because their merch was really good.
So it's Doughbriks and Zila, which
Yeah.
is
Ilia's.
Ilya's company. They're like both, I guess, under the same thing. or,
Yeah,
like
they both.
Ilya
Ilya
owns half
and
of that one.
David own Doughbriks together,
Yeah.
and then Ilya has Zila.
So they reached out to me after looking at my portfolio or whatever, and they were like, "Hey, we want to like work whatever," and they sent me all their branding stuff. So I have like, I think I still have it, like all of the branding material for Doughbriks and Zila. But yeah, they were like going into like a holiday thing or something, and it was I was asking them like what they were looking for and everything, and I started to like conceptualize certain things, and then I was trying to get like more information, whatever, and it was like one of those things where like they treat everybody like they're work for free intern type of thing. Like they're like, oh, just send us all your concepts and then we'll let you know if like we want them or whatever. And I was like, whoa. Like in my head, I was like, I'm just gonna create like all of this stuff and nothing could happen with it. You don't discuss any like finances or anything like that. And it was like basically people younger than David and all of them like working there. So like I figured out who was working there and stuff. And it's all just like, you know, people that live like kids that live in LA that are now hired as the marketing this or whatever else.
He also hired like all of his like hometown, like high school buddies.
Yeah. And I've figured out that they've been outsourcing all of their like different things. So like all the branding and stuff, it's not like somebody that works for them or whatever. And this is basically how businesses kind of cheat artists all the time, where they're like, oh, just make us all of this stuff. Then they use that. Then when they need new stuff, they hire somebody else who then picks up like all of the other material, then goes off of that. And it basically just is the cycle of artists getting screwed over for like less money to get the exposure, quote unquote. But a lot of times like the artist never actually gets that exposure.
Yeah.
And so after going back and forth for a little bit, I was just like, I don't know about this. This is sketchy. And I get it. Like, you know, when you're trying to do a business or whatever, everybody kind of is like, oh, let me see what the best thing I can get is for like, you know, best quality for the least amount, whatever. But at a certain point in your own, I guess, you know, experience as a professional, you have to learn to kind of like draw certain lines.
Yeah.
So I don't know what ended up happening with their stuff. All the best to them, but it was just interesting. I was like, this is crazy that I used to watch this guy and I have like his business right in front of me as far as all the branding.
That's wild. And it's crazy. I think like when you're explaining like, oh, people are trying to like get work for free and like all this exposure stuff. I saw a lot of that at like TwitchCon and like LA and stuff like that. Like people are trying to like leech off you or trying to get something in return for you because
the desperation's high there.
Yeah.
So
and like it's sad to see, but even like people that are up too, they're like trying to, you know, get a little bit, and you see a lot of like fake thing. And I think I saw like a lot. It's like it happened to my friends. Like they know a lot of people in the industry or whatnot, and then like seeing how they treat them, like they're like, oh, can you get me in here? I can get you in here. Yo, like can we do this? Like, so it's just a lot of
some of that stuff. It makes sense because it's like, you know, you're doing each other favors.
Yeah.
But in the cases that like, you know, that this person is not about to get anything, it would be like if we have somebody here and we're getting them to edit all of our stuff. They get no credit, nobody knows who they are, and we're like, no, trust me, our podcast is gonna blow up. Like, just stick around for a bit.
Yeah.
And that would be okay if they knew that was the case. Like if there was, you know, clear communication and all of that from the beginning, and at the same time we're not getting paid. But a lot of people, what they're doing is they're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then the person behind the scenes, or like these people who typically don't get any credit for anything. Like, do we know who actually makes the merch of like all of these creators?
no.
The people that sit and like grind out and work hard to like, you know, get a piece of art out there on a t-shirt, but they won't make like a sale from it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. But yeah, not to keep going on my trip, but like we rented a Tesla. And
You were
nice.
really
it was amazing.
feeling that.
It was amazing.
Electric cars hit different. I rented an Ionic 5 or something the whole time I was there, and it was so much fun.
Really?
Yeah, it was lit.
Wait,
like,
did it take the like universal plug?
yes.
Okay. Was it annoying for you to charge or?
Yes.
Okay, so I had the same experience when we were in Seattle. I was like, it's Tesla or nothing. That was my takeaway from it, because I would look at the Tesla owners, in and out, 20 minutes, easy to find, and they're everywhere. For us, bro, like sometimes it was you're sitting there for like 2 hours. It's hard to find the place. Sometimes the plug doesn't work.
You have to find a fast charger.
Yeah, well, even finding fast chargers, it was just like a whole thing.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's got to be Tesla.
I didn't have a problem finding chargers. So I actually rented the car that I rented from my friend.
Mm.
Because when I knew I was going to LA, I knew she was renting a car out on Turo. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, okay, I'm going to rent from her. And when I reached out and I told her, I was like, hey, can I have the link for your car? So I did. And she's like, by the way, stay with me. And I was like,
Oh,
no,
wow.
like, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I had another friend that lived there too. She's like, no, stay with me. I would love to host you, blah, blah. And you're doing me a huge favor by renting my car. So I ended up staying with her. And so luckily, she put me on, because I was like staying with her. She put me on to everything, where the chargers were, what the quickest route was. And I think that I needed that spiel to be super comfortable with it. I will say, before I got to the charging stage, I was like, oh, I like this. I could be about this.
Yeah.
And then we
You
got
could just
to
leave the car
charging.
on the whole time while you're doing whatever.
Yeah.
So lit. And it was just like, you just go so fast, and it's like you're not even like revving up, which I love that. And then it got to charging, and I was like, shit. So I went, and my car was at like 63%. And I went to a slow charger, and I think it was free. It was a free slow charger.
Yeah.
And I went 4 hours later, and it only went up 20%. And I was
Yeah.
like, so you went up 5%
Yeah.
per hour.
And we were like, at certain points, we were like going hiking in the mountains on all of this. So there was like no chargers really out there, unless it was those super slow ones. But it's like, we would literally be spending the night out there if we were going to do that.
Yeah.
So we would look at like the miles left till the next charger and the miles left on the car. And it was like, at one point, we had less miles left
Oh,
on the
shoot.
car. So
Yeah.
we were just like every downhill, just letting it do whatever and
Yeah.
hoping. Because the thing is, even when you push the brakes
Yeah.
on electric cars,
It
they're
charges.
no,
Oh.
The brakes don't, but like if you let it go, then
Yeah.
it does. Yeah.
it's fake. It's fake brakes basically.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them, because they're power. So then it takes more electricity in certain cars
Whoa.
to use the brakes also.
I didn't think about that. I just thought it was a brake.
Same with the accelerator. Like, you know how if you were to use a remote control car and you push up, it just goes. And so to make that artificial feeling of like a natural accelerator that slowly goes, that also takes electricity.
Oh.
Like there's a lot of things that are kind of made to trick our brain to think that it's like a normal car. I could be wrong about some of this, but that's what I was reading when I was trying to figure out
Interesting.
what actually saves electricity, what doesn't.
Yeah.
And it was something about like the artificial stuff.
Yeah.
What was your
wireless
experience
charger
with the Tesla? Why
My
did you like
experience
it so
was
much?
great. I will say charging was a little annoying. I dropped my friend off at the airport, and I came back, and I was at 4%.
From what?
Why did you let it get that low?
Because like
Ever.
that was my only like choice. Like we were just doing so much and going from place to place.
And gas is expensive out there.
Gas
in
is
the West
expensive,
Coast.
so I think we actually saved money from charging and all that stuff. And also, our hotel had charging ports. So there's only one night where all the charging ports were taken. But other than that, we were all good. And it was like we came out and we had like 90% because that was the max. I will say the range kind of sucked. It was like 190
Oh.
for our range. Yeah, because we got like the standard, and it was like 2019 Tesla. But autopilot, crazy. I think it was really good. And like in LA traffic, it was perfect because you just don't have to worry about like.
Did you
stopping
ever
and going.
hesitate when it would like go on autopilot? Like, is it gonna stop?
Yeah,
It's
I mean, I
gonna
was
stop?
scared the whole, like most of the time, but it's always scary like when you're behind it. But
Yeah.
it's really good.
Okay.
And yeah, I like it a lot, but I still think charging was a little annoying, but fast charger was really fast when I did it.
How fast was your fast charger?
So I got to the fast charger at 4%, and it went to like 70% in like 20 minutes.
That's fire.
Oh, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, it was really quick. So,
Mine was 20% to 90% was 56 minutes.
oh wow.
29 to.
Was it a Tesla supercharger or just a regular supercharger?
It was a supercharger, not a Tesla EV,
Okay.
whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, is it different?
But yeah.
You also had a new niece.
Yeah, last Tuesday during the podcast day. I knew she was coming. I came back from California on Monday, and she was born bright and early on Wednesday morning, and she is my fourth. There's no word that
For like, I know what you're thinking.
yeah,
Like
there's no
nieces and nephews, there's no word for like that
yeah.
combines. That
There was a
kind of
word
word.
that I heard. It's called nibblings.
What? Yo, that kind of sounds like a slur, bro.
Is that nephew siblings?
Yeah.
I get.
No,
okay.
I don't know if it's nephew siblings, but it's like when it's your collective nieces and nephews, I think, of your siblings. So your nibblings.
Well, she's the fourth. I have 2 boys now and 2 girls. And yeah, she is the love of my life. There was this huge debate going on. We actually didn't name her until 3 days in.
Yeah, how does that happen?
This is what I want to talk about.
but well, first of all, how does it get that far? Like, you guys didn't plan a name before?
We had planned a name.
Okay.
Don't they also need a name like when they
Yeah.
Leave the hospital.
when they leave? Okay.
When you have a C-section, you're at the hospital for 4 days.
Okay.
When you have a natural birth, it's like barely 2 days. You're in and out.
And she had the C-section because it would delay the time to pick the name.
You would think so, honestly. No, she had a C-section because all of her children before were C-sections, because when you have a kid in Pakistan, she only had 1 kid in Pakistan, but when you have 1 C-section, it's really hard to go. Just let it go, guys. I'm going to say Pakistan.
Pakistan.
We let it go like last time, I think.
So the oldest nephew was born in Pakistan. And they just go straight to C-section, like straight. They don't even allow for
why?
natural. It's just, I think,
You would think
easier
it'd
for
be like
them.
reverse, like.
You would think.
Yeah.
But then they would have to like worry about like inducing.
Wait, in
and-
Kashmir?
No, in Pakistan in general. But yes,
No-
Kashmir. This is Kashmir.
So this is happening in Kashmir, and they're doing C-sections.
Yes.
Like in the village.
Constantly.
Is it like an actual hospital or like?
Yeah. What do you, this is established like group of communities.
They slaughter a buffalo and then they go.
they go straight.
See, another C-section. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar.
Like whenever you talk about Kashmir, that's how I view it. Like just like a village, like no buildings, like farm.
I mean, you're not wrong. It definitely is all farmland. But yeah, we have a like
her
neighborhood
parents
hospital.
had established like 4 buildings while they were there. What are you talking about? Just on this trip alone.
I feel like they're the only ones, you know. Like
My dad and his brothers. It's like funny because so my parents are building a house in Pakistan, and it's like funny that it's a big enough deal that government officials are coming to the house to
See?
visit it. I'm like,
I'm not wrong.
this is funny. But yeah, because her first baby was a C-section, the second one they tried to go natural. But once you're 2 C-sections in, you've completely ruled out the option of being natural.
Wait, why? Like,
Why are you laughing?
I'm just envisioning like the politicians coming and be like, wow. First skyscraper. It's just like a house.
yeah, it's like 3 stories.
First skyscraper of Kashmir. Very good.
Very good.
It's just a house.
Wait, on that note, my dad had the tallest building in the bazaar.
Oh my God.
Dude, I feel like my envisions are.
He had like a store,
Yeah.
and it was like a plaza, and it was 50 feet, which is the tallest building in the entire city.
Wow.
Now it's probably not anymore, but for years.
So is the hospital like 1 floor? Like
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you usually go to the like next hospital, which
Okay.
is only like 6 hours from Islamabad as opposed to 8.
Only 6 hours.
Yeah. as
It's
opposed
inside
to
a
8.
tree stump.
Yeah, so we had already thought about her name. Her name's Hazel.
Why that name?
So it's cute. We had already thought about that name prior.
It's like not Pakistani at all.
No, why does your family insist on not having Pakistani names?
Siam is literally a Pakistani.
Okay, wait. Before we go there, like Amber is Umber. Like it can go both ways. Ryan, like it goes
Yeah.
both ways.
But they're doing this on purpose. This
But
family.
Hazel does not go both ways. There's no like.
Hazel.
Is that a real? Never heard that
with
name.
it, like with an A,
Yeah, AYZEL.
that is that an actual
Hazel.
Pakistani
and they're putting
name?
an
Hazel.
H in front of it to make sure
Hazel.
that we can be as American as possible. Here's my thing: all the Muhammads, all the Abduls, all the Ahmads, all of the Hassans that came before you that had to go through all the immigration difficulties, 9/11, all of this at the airport, still getting checked in their crotches every time they go to the airport, did not change their name. Just for you to go, I think Hazel fits.
Y'all crawled so we could run.
Who's we?
Yeah.
I meant the Abduls and the Muhammads of them all.
The coconuts? The whitewashed brownies? This is funny because Amber sent us the potential list. Are we allowed to share the potential list? Okay, the second name on this list, one was Hazel. The second name on this list was Tara. Now, I had my kind of...
Tara.
No,
Tara.
Tara. I thought that... Okay, Tara, maybe Star. What did Amber... How was Amber pronouncing it, please?
It is Tara.
No. How did you say?
Yeah, how'd you pronounce it?
Tara.
Terrible.
But I would probably end up calling her Tara.
Middle name Bull. Tara Bull.
Darable.
To be fair, Arya also had a name picked out. My niece, the name she picked out was Rose. And she was very upset that we did not go with Rose.
Your like 3-year-old niece,
5.
5-year-old niece had a name picked out.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
See, like Arya can also be like Desi and American.
Yeah.
Hazel,
I'm telling you, like
I
they're
think
doing
my
this
brother
on
was
purpose.
a Game of Thrones type of person, though, because isn't there a character named Arya? Yeah.
But like it fits both.
It
Like
fits
I could be
both,
like,
yeah.
Arya.
But she had like, Brianna and Sam had like 3 Aryas that were all white girls in their classes.
Interesting.
Here are the other 2. Katrina, Ariana.
First of all, it'd be Katrina.
Amber, I swear to God, you would never, ever, ever say that. You don't.
Katrina.
You try as hard as possible.
Katrina.
No matter how many times we correct you
It's
to
not
say
trying.
Pakistan.
It's
Pakistan.
not trying.
Pakistan.
It's natural. I wish genuinely that my brain could assume that like primarily. It just doesn't.
I hear Amber call her own friends Muhammad.
Muhammad.
Yeah. My dad goes by Muhammad.
I respect that you're consistent.
I've never called. My dad has never been like, oh yeah, my name.
Muhammad.
Yeah, my dad has never said that. And my dad goes by Isaac. like, what do you want from me?
Is that his middle name or like?
He wanted Siam to be named John. And he was adamant that it was a Muslim name.
I respect. I respect the hustle.
What's the Muslim version of John?
I don't know.
You know how like every name has like a.
Yeah. Dude,
Let me see.
Is it a prophet? Muslim John? Let's see.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Okay. I didn't even know that was. How did that one happen? Is that not Yahya?
Yeah.
Yahya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only funny thing is like Amber is like she loves brown things. She'll be like, oh my God, like brown friends, brown this, brown that. And then she's like, except me though. I get to be white AF. What is it? Just tell me. What is it that makes you want to be so like
I would love for that to be the
non-attached?
case. You would have a
Is it
hard time
safety?
believing me when I say that
Safety.
naturally I was very white.
Some people
I
do it
was
for
raised
safety, you know that, right?
without any brown people, any brown family, any brown cousins.
You were raised without a brown family?
I was raised without
Was
anybody
he
that,
white before?
like none of my family outside of my family.
You're a
And
brown convert?
like I didn't realize that my name was like Umber until I was like 12.
Okay. So you were born Umber, but you say it as Amber.
My dad was saying it as Amber. My mom introduced me to other people as Amber.
So your dad
So
was
your dad and mom both
Was
called
the
you
culprit.
Amber.
For a long time, either they were saying it and I wasn't picking it up, but every time that, like, my mom would say it like this, she'd be like, Amber. Like, I don't know how to say it with the little accent that she
Do you think it's like
like how your mom says
Amber.
it.
Amber.
Yeah.
Amber? Oh,
So you
yeah,
were
yeah.
just hearing it differently.
And so when people were like, "Oh, your name is Umber," I was like, "Why would you butcher my name like that? Like,
Why are you saying it like that?
Yeah, like, what do you mean?" And then I would go to Pakistan and I was like, "Oh, this is just the version of my name."
Yeah.
So from the root of me, I was very white. And as I grew up, I was like, "Oh my God, brown things are so cool! Like this is so fun."
And when
but that
was it
wasn't
that you
natural
grew
to
up?
me. Probably high school, late high school.
Late high school. And so why are you still doing it now?
So that's what I'm saying. It's deep rooted in me. Like it's so deep rooted in me. I don't know how to act.
When
otherwise.
Amber was showing us the names, I was like, you got to go for like a super like Pakistan, like Farkhanda,
Yeah, Farkhanda.
Nargis. Like go
Nargis is crazy.
go all out. Bushra.
My dad usually picks like very American names, but this time around, the reason why it took 3 days to name her was because he had a very brown name ready. He wanted to name Hazel Huma.
That's a wonderful name.
I despise it.
You despise the name? Why?
Because it's too brown?
Because to be honest, I think my dad does things based off of his environment. I don't know if he saw a pretty girl named Amber or what, but he wanted the name Huma because he was like, I was like laying with him on the couch. That was weird. But
You just made that weird.
Yeah, it was fine. Like, no.
Yes, I just feel like I'm almost 30 and I was like laying, like cuddled into my dad. So it was just weird. But so I was laying with him.
How are you
You can't
cuddled?
show affection to your family.
When you were cuddled with him,
I just plopped directly on top of him.
which direction was
I
he?
plopped directly onto him and just cuddled.
Okay,
Were you
like how was
spooned?
he sitting? Yeah.
Well, he's laying out, and I just kind
The
of.
couch has so much space.
I just-
Imagine this couch.
No, the couch. No, my dad. Do you know how big my dad is?
I know. So if he was on this couch, there's only so much space.
I just plopped on top of him.
Like on the shoulder, like the
was,
stomach.
Was he laying like faced up?
Yeah, faced up.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
just.
So
cuddled
you're
into
on the
him.
shoulder or like
I don't know, guys. I
in
just
the
did
stomach?
Like belly to
it.
belly?
Yeah.
No, not belly to belly.
the legs, like
Whatever.
Gat to
we're
belly?
Not, we're
No.
not. Whoa. All right, buddy. Anyways, so we're talking about.
Let's
this-
figure this
Yeah,
out real quick.
like,
Just
I-
which direction was?
look,
We just
I
wanna
wanna
know.
now.
I don't really know because I just plopped on. I don't know. It was natural.
And did you say like daddy? Like or
We're not going to sexualize my interactions with my father, okay?
We did it.
didn't.
We're just curious
I
about
know,
how
but
the
you guys-
Tetris, puzzle
Yeah.
pieces fit.
as a 30-year-old
So
woman.
if he's laying this way, I plopped so I was in the corner of between the couch and him.
And when you say plop, like you jumped,
Yeah, I jumped.
and then what was his reaction?
Or I like rolled.
You rolled.
Yeah.
okay. I'm not getting the physics here, but
Like, this is so weird.
The physics aren't adding
Yeah.
up. The
So he's
geometry
laying
isn't adding
straight,
up.
and I'm laying, and my head
And
is near his shoulder.
he's laying straight, looking up.
looking at the TV.
I know, but like he's straight, like his arms are to his sides.
He's like straight, like this, like straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I jumped here.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, now you're actually changing because you're saying here as in
But I
on
am
the
on
side.
top of him.
Right.
But like, because there's no space between him and the couch.
Mm-hmm.
But I am on top of him, but I'm on the corner.
And you're doing this?
Like, this is where my back is.
Oh, gotcha.
My back is on the couch.
Okay.
Okay. Can we stop?
Thank you for the explanation.
Yes. Okay. Why the fuck did I explain all this? Anyways,
It's
so I
a
was
good thing
fighting
we didn't
with
have
him.
to see it.
Yeah.
I was fighting with him about Huma, and he was like, "Look at this pretty woman," and he was like talking about this like some TV host whose name is like Huma, and he's like, "Look at her, her name is Huma," and I was like, "See, this is your problem.
Yeah.
You just wanted to name her after pretty ladies, and because like for example, that Bobby Altoff girl, she said that her dad named her Bobby because he saw some pretty girl in his school named Bobby." Now, the name of Hazel, my sister-in-law was on a train one day and she saw this like beautiful little pretty girl, probably like Arya, like just, like just kind of charming. And she went up to her and she was like, "Hi," like, and just like kind of started talking to her. And she's like, "What's your name?" And she was like, "Hazel." And my sister-in-law fell in love with it. So I just thought that was really sweet.
And so when you were on your dad, it was
You guys are stupid.
That was actually really interesting.
it was interesting, but I like that your dad was about to change it and then you guys stopped.
That's
the
what
family,
took the 3 days.
the family tradition is keep it white.
You guys are acting like my brother's names are white. They're not. They're
No, but
super
like
brown.
I feel like this is just too far white, Like I feel like there's no brownness to this name. There's like brownness to
You
the
can
other
make it brown, but nobody's saying it the brown way. My mom is
Hazel, like how do you say
no,
it? Hazel.
no, it'd be
She said Azel.
Azel.
Hazel?
Yeah, like Azel.
Hazel.
You pronounce it with the long.
How
A.
do your parents say it?
Hazel?
Hazel.
My mom.
They like the name?
My mom loves the name.
Just because you say it with an accent, it's like Jonathan.
Yeah, basically.
Christian.
But you know what's the sweetest part about all this? Amber is the color brown. And Hazel is the color brown. And I am the youngest of
Hazel is
three.
literally the color hazel.
It's like a greenish brown. But you don't have to fight me on everything, Sometimes you can let things go.
I feel like
You know that?
The
But
connect-
hazel, that's like saying red is like a shade.
No, hazel is brown. It's like a.
Okay, fine.
yeah, we'll let you have it.
Have it. You can have
You
it.
can have it. You can have it.
It's a greenish brown, reddish brown.
You can have it.
Exactly.
Cool.
And what is amber? A reddish brown.
So what does this mean?
So what it means is
She's
that
a shade of you?
She's three. She's the youngest of three, and she's the only girl. I'm the youngest of three and the only girl.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Both of my brothers had brown names. Both of her brothers have brown names. Each one of them has the same age gap between each other that me and my brothers do.
Whoa.
And what are you guys' rising suns?
Yeah.
How the fuck am I supposed to know?
I mean,
I'm
I
just
thought
saying
that's the
that
direction
Yeah.
you're going.
it's almost like we've reincarnated all three of the siblings once again.
On purpose?
No, it's just like not at all on purpose.
Oh.
It's just the way that it happened. And each one of them, the older two boys the oldest one resembles my oldest brother's personality,
that's
and the
a good
middle
point.
one resembles my middle brother's personality. So,
And so now you have a chance to understand the dynamics and be a guiding light.
I just want to hold her because she's the prettiest baby in the whole wide world. She actually looks like an alien. It's actually just gross.
Yeah, we just saw it, and it
Yeah.
looks definitely like some sort of newborn puppy.
Yeah. I was saying like it kind of looks like when you put those little toys in the water and it grows. That's kind of like how her hands looked and everything.
Yeah, as soon as Amber showed us the hands started growing slowly. I thought she was gonna be like, I am Gru at any point.
Newborn babies are so weird looking, but
Yeah, aliens.
appreciate them because they'll never be as young as they are.
We're an hour in. Do we want to do any of the other topics or save them for the
Guys, we have amazing topics that we're going to talk about in the bonus episode in the Patreon. So make sure you subscribe right now. We have amazing patrons there. What are we going to talk about?
We're gonna talk about Hassan Minaj.
No way, that's crazy.
The reaction that he's had to being basically blasted by the New York Post, was it?
Yeah.
No way, that's crazy.
The New Yorker.
The New Yorker.
That's crazy.
And then we're gonna talk about that list of restaurants that girls say you should never go on the first date.
Guys, you got to listen to this one.
Can we say that for next week? I want that for the main.
Like the main chick.
Yeah.
Main chick.
Yeah.
And then we have Kim Kardashian's nipples. What?
What?
Kim Kardashian's nipple bra, I think.
You better tune in.
Tune in now to the Patreon exclusively for
Kim K's
extended
nipples.
episodes.
In every one of our bios.
This was fun.
Cool.
Great spooky season.
Ooh.
Wait, we didn't talk about like anything scary.
I watched Five Nights at Freddy or whatever the fuck.
Was it good?
No.
Yeah, I heard it was bad.
It was like, but I don't like scary movies.
Oh.
It's been another week.
Another flavor.
A little more stranger.
A little less stranger.
I know.
Oh.
We'll talk to you next time. And now on the Patreon, I am Groot.